Hello, I'm Matt and welcome to Badger Workshop. So earlier in the year I got some scaffold boards. They're 1.8 metres long, but they're about twice as thick as a normal scaffold board. I've got two left in the garage and I want to use them up. So I think I'm going to make a bench out of them. Now I like how these look, so I'm just going to lean into it and go for the industrial look. I quite like the branding on there, I like the end caps, so I'm just going to leave one at 1.8 metres long and that's going to be the bench top. So I need to make some legs. First, I'm just going to use the jigsaw to roughly cut a couple of legs to length. Then I can square the cuts up using the mitre gauge and the table saw. So the legs are squared up and I wanted to put them on the bottom of the bench. The trouble is now I can see that this is not flat and neither is the bench top. So I am going to have to plane it down, which means I'm going to have to remove the metal strapping, which means actually there's no need for it to be 1.8 metres, which was probably a bit long anyway. So instead of removing the strapping, I'm just going to cut the ends off. Then I've been having a tidy up, so unfortunately I've stuck the planer in the garage, so we're going to have to go down there and get these planed. So the legs now sit on there flat, and I need a way of attaching them. So I'm going to go for a housing joint. So I'm going to mark out where it needs to go, then I'm going to cut it using the track saw and the TSO square. So I can get it clamped into place and then just make a series of cuts, removing as much waste as possible. Then the last bits I can remove with a hammer and chisel. So the legs now fit nicely into these joints. Now I'm going to give it all a sand down before getting it put together. So I'm going to get these legs glued into place, but I want to hold them in with some screws. So I'm going to drill some pilot holes through the top, get them screwed and glued into place, and then I'm going to cut some plugs and plug those holes. I feel I've been in and out of the garage constantly on this project. I really need to get the tools back in here and be more organised. So I'm waiting for these plugs to dry. Now, I don't think it's going to rack. With these joints and the screws, this is pretty stable. But I'm a belt and braces kind of guy, and also we're going for that industrial look. So I've got a bit of scaffold pole and a couple of these brackets. So I'm going to use that to put a support halfway down the legs, or about there. So I'm going to get that marked out and drilled out where these brackets need to go. I'm not going to fit the brackets yet. I'm going to trim off these plugs, give it all a sand down, and then get some Treatex clear wax oil finish on it. Finish is dry on this, so now I need to get the pole installed. But first I need to work out how long it needs to be and get it cut down. Now, I can't just install the brackets, I've got to get the pole put on first, otherwise I'll never be able to get it in. Then I can get it put into place and get some bolts put it through and tightened up. So that's it all done. A pretty simple rustic industrial bench. I think it'd look really good having a pair of these in a rustic table, or it'd look good in the garden, and that's what I think I'm going to do with mine. So, thanks for watching. Thanks to my patrons, and please subscribe for more videos.